Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friendly Fire Game Show. I am your host for this episode because it's been so long in a galaxy far, far away. This feels like the last time we recorded was when we did the Jedi Survivor
That definitely
exploration.
was long ago.
You know what
I
I mean?
mean,
It almost feels like it's been that long.
that's the last time we
I'm
recorded
close.
for a game. When we went from
Yeah.
recording very regularly with games
Frequently,
and
too.
have done one game or two games this year, and
Yeah.
one of them was
Yeah.
One Piece Odyssey.
We had talked about doing Sea of Stars, but it seemed like with Starfield releasing too, a lot of people were like, I don't know if I'm gonna play it, and then it turns out we all love it, except Ryan. Ryan hasn't played it.
But he
Yeah.
would love it
Good
if he played it.
RPGs.
Despise it.
Kidding.
Yeah.
You'll like it, I think.
Yeah.
But
I probably
anyways,
would.
I am your host for this episode. My name is Tyler. If you didn't know, I'm joined by the three trusty people to my left, top, and right, like this.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it's like that in the layout.
It's a
but probably
beautiful
not.
song.
It's so funny if like where I'm pointing, it's just not anywhere fucking near anybody.
Yeah, you're in the top left corner, actually.
Am I really?
No, you're in the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
right corner, actually.
Okay.
that's
Okay.
great.
So I got Ryan,
Yo.
Chris,
What up?
Tom.
I'm here.
And we're here to talk about all things media, I guess. And other stuff. We got Tom and I had a trip together that we can talk about.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna start off with what you playing. So Ryan, what have you been playing here lately, doggy? Or I guess within the last 2 months, since that's the last time we
The
recorded.
last little bit. There's only been 3 games that have held my attention for a good portion of this year at this point. Baldur's Gate 3. It's fantastic. I don't, there's only so much I want to say about that game without giving things away. It's really freaking good. Chris and I are playing together with Preston, and Chris's girlfriend is joining us as well in that save. It has just been a blast. We're like 120 hours into that save at this point, Chris?
Jesus Christ.
Does it-
Something like that. I think it's like 80, but still. It feels like 190.
Yeah.
It's like I have 120 hours that I could have put into games in the last 2 months.
It's great. I'm playing Shadowheart, who is the Origin cleric. The playthrough took a wild turn partway through.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't make your own character? Why are you playing as a...
Because there's more story if you play as Origin characters, right? Because each of those Origin characters has their own unique story, and it's
Yeah. Specifically, if you're playing 4-player like co-op, you're gonna get more of their stories because like whether you created the character, you pulled in an origin character, whatever. If you start a 4-player co-op campaign, like you can't switch out whatever characters you started that campaign with. So
Mhm.
the characters that are not in that party, like you're just not gonna get their story, or at least not their full story.
It's about me anyway. I don't care about the pre-roll dumb fucks. I'm a gnome bard.
Yeah.
Lorelai rolled a I don't know, the people with the horns.
Tiefling.
Tiefling.
Yeah, necromancer.
I didn't know
We
you were
only
playing
played
Tom.
once.
Yeah.
We
okay.
played once for like an hour and a half.
Gotcha.
And I'll tell you, playing with her is very. She's just running off talking to people, and I'm talking to people. So you can play split screen on PS5,
Yeah.
but it'll only do one set of audio,
Yep.
and sometimes it doesn't do any set of audio.
Oh.
hmm Yeah, I'm playing split screen on PC as well. Whenever Leslie joins us, and yeah, it's super buggy.
Yikes.
It's been great playing solo on my end. Big props. I know people have talked about it, but like as someone who played a lot of Divinity Original Sin 2 on PlayStation and despised that control scheme, they really went and made a control scheme that works for a CRPG. Is it perfect? No, but is any control scheme? No, this one is competent and it flows well and it doesn't make me hate playing. I prefer to play the game with controller, actually.
Yeah, I think the control scheme works really well. Like I played very little of Divinity Original Sin 2. Well, I played to like the end of Act 1. But yeah, I don't even remember that game's control scheme, but I remember it being not optimal. It was like slightly improved from Divinity 1, which I played a ton of, and Divinity 1 was awful.
Yeah, OS2, Divinity Original Sin 2 can just best be described as tedious with it, because it's just D-padding
is.
through what otherwise is a mouse menu.
That game is really hard to play on controller.
On controller, yeah, no. Baldur's Gate removes that entirely. Like I said, I've been playing with the controller almost the entire time It feels really good with the controller. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be my game of the year, easy. Like there's very little question in my mind. At this point, it's so good. I have a solo save going, where I'm a paladin. Preston and I have a 2-player save going that we need to get back to at some point, where I'm a rogue. Both of those are custom characters. It's a game I'm going to be playing on again, off again for until Baldur's Gate 4 comes out. It's just that good. Destiny 2 has been on my plate a lot lately. Ever since I got into that clan earlier this year, that is a game that I can't escape. Tom, you haven't played much this season. Did you play much of last season? That's fine. Last season was bad. This season,
He's shaking his head no.
yeah, for the
So,
audio
no.
listeners, is
Yeah, just shaking his head no vigorously.
this season's
So
not
that
too
usually
bad.
ends up me playing as if my dad plays, and my dad doesn't been playing. So
That's fair.
since who I primarily play with him, and I've been playing games with Tyler
Right.
instead.
So we, the clan and I tried to do the Crota contest mode. You know, the first day comes out, you've got the contest mode difficulty for the new raid. And boy, did we spend like 8 hours getting to the boss and then having to call it quits and not being able to finish it. What a pain in the butt. But we finished it within like 2 or 3 hours after contest mode ended and still got the exotic that we shouldn't have gotten anyway because they didn't update the servers properly, and we were like one of the last groups to get it. So I've got Necrophage. What is it? What's the original Crota? It's a Hive assault rifle that's it's like 900 RPM and it's a freaking laser beam. It's insane how strong that assault rifle is. But they broke crafting recently, Tom. Have you heard about this?
I saw a few meme things, but that was it.
So you, for a while, could like, Steve had a Amit AR2, the assault rifle that shot grenades. Yes, he had.
I was like Borderlands.
It was some wild shit for it. Yeah, it was very Borderlands for a couple weeks there. The guns are insanely broken. We did Crota's raid with some of the cracked guns while they were still up, and like I was doing like 2 million damage. Anyone who didn't have a crack gun was in like the 1.8 to 2.5 million damage range on Crota, and Steve and Author were in the 7.5 to 9 million damage range. The guns were just insane. Yeah, this season's better than last season for sure, but it's still Destiny. Destiny's still Destiny. It's hard right now. There's a DDoS attack going on, and it's just been a pain to even connect and play the game, which is sad. But past that, the only other game I've been pouring any time into is Starfield, which is exactly what I wanted. It's No Man's Skyrim. It's Skyrim in space. Does it have its faults? Yes, but it is the least buggy Bethesda game I've ever played at launch, and
That's high praise in and of itself.
the gunplay feels great. It was a main story quest I actually felt compelled to finish, and like I finished pretty quickly, which also says something about a Bethesda game, because usually it's all about the side content. And I think the side content is the richest content to be had in Starfield, but that main quest line's actually good, and there's ample reason to complete the main quest line, not like quickly, but in a timely fashion, I would say. At least your first time around. You want to get into Bethesda's first foray into New Game Plusing. I think it's really worth your time getting into that next tier of stuff that happens once you're in New Game Plus in Starfield. The ship combat is a little bland, honestly. The AI is not great. Like, I've played a good number of Ace Combat games, and those have like really good air-to-air AI combat. And this one, it's really just like, oh, just get behind them, and they'll never be able to outcircle you. It's very straightforward, but the ground combat feels pretty good. And like I said, the gunplay, it's the best feeling gunplay. It feels really buttery smooth to shoot things, and I'm a big fan.
Compare the gunplay to any other game. I mean, what would you compare it to?
It's nothing in Bethesda's wheelhouse. I would. Not
because
as...
like to me some of the best shooters are Destiny is obviously one of the best shooters,
Destiny's
one of the best feeling shooters, but then like Rage 2, Wolfenstein, those all feel really good to play.
It feels arcade smooth, but a little slow. It's not super fast paced, especially when you start and like the AI
Would you
is
say
built around
Far
that.
Cry-esque?
Yeah, Far Cry feels pretty close. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's not bad. Far Cry isn't the worst, so
No, and it's better than, like I said, it's better than any of the Fallouts I've ever played. It's like
yeah.
like they
That's
really
what I was
stepped their
wondering.
game
I was
up.
like, is it really slow and kind of tanky in a way, the way that
Mm.
Fallout is? Because Fallout's got that. I mean, the VAT system is cool, but like the
Yeah.
regular moment to moment gunplay in that game is like, it just feels like you're almost moving in molasses the whole time.
I say slow reloads feel kind of slow, and the AI is built around that. AI use cover a lot, and you're going to find yourself sitting in cover a lot, bouncing out to take a few shots. But in those times when you're bouncing from target to target, shooting, that all feels really smooth and quick. That feels really good.
Good. Cool. You got anything else?
Those are the big three for me.
All right, Chris, what about you? What have you been playing?
Well, I'll touch on Baldur's Gate 3 first, since Ryan already talked about it quite a bit. I don't want to talk about it too much, but yeah, it's just an absolute blast, and the storylines are paying off in huge and unexpected ways. Like, every decision you're making in that game, even from Act 1, like, a lot of them come back in really surprising and unexpected ways. And even, like, there are storylines that you may have just, like, not seen in Act 1 and Act 2 that will come back because you did not see them, and they will be different than if you had interacted with them. Which is really crazy. There's just, I mean, if you wanted, there's basically endless content in there with the amount of writing that they've done. I will probably just do one playthrough and call it good for the game. Like, I'm happy with how the characters have progressed and stuff. Even though we're definitely not doing the playthrough I would have done if I had played solo, I will say that much. Yeah, no, I don't get into it, but it's not the playthrough we intended. I don't think, but it's turned out really fun. Yeah, just a crazy, really, really good game. Definitely on my top 10, but I don't know where. The other game I want to talk about, well, there's a few. I'll touch on really briefly. I finished Zelda. This was probably like a month and a half ago or something now, but the story in that game is surprisingly good. Like, Breath of the Wild story, absolute trash. Just could have not even been there, and the game's exactly the same. I think Tears of the Kingdom actually has a pretty good story with one, like, really, really good twist that I'm sure Ryan knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, recommend playing Tears of the Kingdom. Little indie game. Probably haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a massive Zelda fan. It's a crime I have not made time for it, but it's just
It's gonna take you like 100 hours, man. I get it.
my thing is I know if I play it, I will not want to play anything else. And there's so much coming out.
Yeah, no, it's not slowing down for the rest of the year. The beginning of next year already looks insane too. Like, especially if you like RPGs. There's so many big ones right at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
See, Pikmin 4, I've played through the entirety of since our last recording, and 100% of it. Pikmin 4 is really, really good. I do wish that the co-op was better. Their co-op in the game is just like second players, like you remember Mario Galaxy 2 co-op, where they're like aiming a thing at the screen and they can shoot rocks.
They could like collect the star bits.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. They can throw rocks at enemies to kill them. Certainly makes the game easier, but it's not as fun as split screen co-op like Pikmin 3 had. It's a huge step back in that department, but otherwise it's super, super fun, and it's way more convenient having like the dog Ochi that has all your Pikmin on him while you're running around, so you don't have to like manage the crowds, because there's always those times in Pikmin where you're like running across a thin beam and some of them fall off the edge, and it's like, well, those guys are just down there now, so either I loop back around, grab them, and try the bridge again, or I say those guys are fucking dead. Who cares? It does lead to like the game feeling a lot easier. Like, I lost maybe 15 Pikmin across the entirety of the game.
Jesus.
Like, you do not lose Pikmin very often at all. You will get like, once you get 100 of any one type, it's like you're pretty much set. You're not going to lose them. And also the game has like a rewind system where I think it's every quarter of the day. It basically like makes an autosave, and you can rewind to any quarter save of the day. So if you do lose 100 somehow, you're like, well, I just rewind a quarter hour. Like, they just basically don't want managing your armies like to be a part of the game anymore. They're just like, it's more fun. Like, I mean, they probably played what was that game last year that was Tinykin, yeah, which was combat less, and it was a lot just about like the platforming and the environments and exploration. Yeah, they focused more on that here, and they still have like some challenges if you want them. There's like a time trials, which some of these were in Pikmin 3 too, but there's a lot more like time trial stuff that you can do to try to get a platinum medal. Just like, how well can you manage an army of Pikmin that you have to gather throughout the stage? You don't get to bring in your own army. So if you want that stuff, it's there. But yeah, definitely recommend. Very good game. There's too many good games this year. all the games I'm talking about today are really good games. That could be on my top 10. Octopath Traveler 2, I also played the entirety of since our last recording. The game is really big. The game is really, really good, but I don't know if I recommend it to everybody because it's a big time investment, and while the stories are individually a lot better than the ones in Octopath 1, certainly, the culmination of the stories is also a lot better than Octopath 1, but I still don't think it's like on par. You know, I'm also playing Sea of Stars, which we will all talk about here in a minute, but like Sea of Stars has a really good story throughout that's really cohesive. These individual stories are all really good, but they don't mesh with each other still very well. Like they mesh more than they did in Octopath 1, but there's still moments where it's like, wow, this moment seems like it would really be important to another character who is also in my party right now, but they're just not here. They're just not in the cutscene. They're not going to say anything about it. And there's even moments in like the later game areas where the characters do like come together, and then they're like telling each other about, oh yeah, I fought this one guy, and here's a clue I got about this big mystery. It's like, yeah, I was there. I was in your party. I fought that guy. I killed that guy. So yeah, they just completely act like these characters did not hang out with each other at all in those moments, which is really awkward. That's something I feel like they really need to fix if they're going to keep going with Octopath Traveler. But I'm glad I played it. Like having 2x speed in the game makes it so much better than Octopath 1, like immediately. Just being able to 2x speed those basic battles. And then the break system is obviously still really, really good. Just like finding the elemental weaknesses, stacking your brave counters. If you're familiar, like Brave with Default, taking extra turns basically to break enemies at the right time when they're about to do a big attack. Yeah, super, super good. The post-game boss, I will say, is absolute fucking bullshit, though. Like, I had to look up a build of how to do it, because it's, like, literally... The first stage of it is, like, if you do not kill all 4 of his ads that have, like, 10,000 health each at the same time, he will respawn them and deal, like, 4,000 damage to your entire team. So, it's a puzzle more than it is, like, an actual challenge for your team. Like, you have to find the right build that's going to work. Which I don't love for, like, a post-game super boss. I'd rather it just be a challenge for the teams that I've been building. And yeah, the last big game, Sea of Stars, which Tom and Tyler have also been playing. Tom finished very quickly. Yeah, I mean, art incredible, music incredible, story is off to a bit of a it's off to a good start, and then it like slows down in the midway, but then it like picks up at the point that we were talking about on Discord earlier, and keeps going up and up and up from there. So yeah, I don't know. It's really, really good. I love the like lock system that they have. It's very Chrono Trigger combat, but with like Paper Mario or Mario RPG, like hit the button at the right time to get extra damage, which keeps it more engaging. So you don't need like 2x speed like you do in Octopath because you're actually waiting for like button prompts. But yeah, the like lock system where opponents, whenever they're or enemies, whenever they're gonna cast like a big spell that's gonna do a lot of damage, or they're gonna heal or whatever, they'll get like little squares above them that show what type of damage you need to deal to them, and if you can deal every one of those types of damage before they get their turn, you will break them and they won't get any action at all, which is really awesome, especially when you combine it with like there's certain attacks that will like delay, so you can be like, well, I broke all but one of those, so I will delay until the next turn and then break them, because then they won't get an action this turn or next turn because I delayed them to next turn. There's a lot of cool strategy you can do like that works really well. Yeah, all the characters are awesome. Like, there's just a freaking stellar throwback RPG.
I really like the very like seldom animation as well. Like there isn't a lot, and they're very. It's like 20 seconds for some of them, but they just throw in like sprinkle little animation in there.
Yeah,
Little cutscenes.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just fucking gorgeous to look at. I just love looking at it. I love walking around in the world, excuse me, and like the overworld and stuff, and like the art that you already said. It's all so good. The music rules. I mean, it is a great game. And like the best part about it is it's not going to take you 100 hours to beat it.
Yeah,
like
you know,
20, 25.
Yeah,
yeah,
like you
I'm
can.
like 32 or something right now, but I've been exploring a lot. I think I have like 57 of the conch shells or something.
Yeah, I am at I think 18 or 19 hours right now, and I'm the furthest behind. But I mean, it's a fucking blast. It's so much fun to play.
Yeah,
It's one of those games that's like it's hard for me to play because when I do, I don't want to stop playing it, and so I don't want to just like because I work so much here anymore that it's like I get home late and I'm like, well, I don't even want to play because what's the point of playing for 30 minutes? Even though one of the best things about it is very generous with its save
Save
system.
point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So its save system is really good, and then like the character interactions that you have at these save systems, the save points are fucking incredible. I mean, there's just so many highlights.
Yeah, because I
there's
mean,
not-
I was only playing like 45 minutes to an hour, and then we just didn't do wasted that one weekend. So
yeah,
I literally played all day, and that's the only reason I finished it so quickly.
I'll probably finish
Yeah.
it this week. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish this next week. I think I'm at a point where I could fight the final boss, but I'm wrapping up some extra stuff, and I understand there's some like post game stuff as well that I can't even access yet. That I will probably also be doing because I really like the game. I don't know if I get the platinum, because Tom
Yeah.
mentioned there's one for like you basically have to replay the game. It's like I would be fine if there was like a boss arena and I could go try to do the 10 bosses
I
or
don't think
whatever.
there is. Yeah, I don't
I
think
you have
there's
to
any way.
replay through the game with this thing on that reduces your health by 95%, makes it where you if you perfect block, you only take 1 damage though, and then if you perfect attack, you deal double damage.
You can't interrupt like you were talking when
Yeah,
they're doing they're immune to everything while they're casting.
Yeah, you have to break their locks so you don't deal any damage or anything to them while they have locks up.
Can you also
yeah,
put the
it's
amulet on
crazy,
that
crazy
heals
hard.
you after battle and still
It
get
yeah,
doesn't
can
say
you
there's
put
any
both of them on?
stipulations. You just
Oh, yeah.
you just have to have. You can have all of the relics on at the same time.
That's true.
I'm fairly confident you can put everything on.
But yeah, that one, like it also doubles your health, but if your health is reduced by 95%, it's like, okay, now you have 10% health
Yeah.
instead of 5%. Cool. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if putting on any of those other ones would make it worth it. I mean, the big thing is just like the time investment it would take to beat 10 more bosses. I think I've only beaten like maybe 15 bosses or something. I don't think there's that many
There's
bosses
not,
in the
yeah,
game.
there's
Like
not
you
a
would have
lot
to
of
play through a
bosses.
lot of the game again with that thing on to get 10 bosses killed with it.
But
So.
you would only have to. You could play the game, then just run through to the bosses, then put the relic on before you do the boss fight. I don't think you have to continue
That's
to
true.
play. You just have to you just have to kill the bosses with it on.
But are the bosses like level scaled? Does everything scale up as you do a new game
Oh, yeah,
plus?
it's New Game Plus scaled up. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't
Because
do
then
a new
it's
game
then,
plus.
then it's like you're gonna have to level up all over again, really, to just match up to the new enemies.
That's another thing you didn't
Even
talk
though
about.
the
Like
level scaling in the game is really good. I mean,
leveling up is great because everybody levels at the same time. It's just one experience
Yes.
bar. Once you hit that, you can level everybody up that's in your party.
and you get the amazing Paper Mario. Choose which one you want to
Yeah,
upgrade more.
choose one of your
out
stats to upgrade
stats.
more than the other one.
So good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Also the like there's not something that's talked about a lot in games, but the economy balance in this game is really good. I never feel like I'm drowning in money like I do in some RPGs, but I also don't
it's
feel
actually
like
hard to
I can't
find
afford
money.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until I
Sometimes
realized
I feel
like
like I can't afford things because I can just sell old stuff and stuff.
I had like 150 bones or berries or something like that, and they only sell for 1 gold. But I was like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking need all this. I need to sell 100. But 100 gold and that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. The couple of like minor complaints. This is just intrinsic to the art style, but like sometimes it's hard to tell what's in the foreground and background, and I'll get a little confused. It's not like a big deal. I'll figure it out after like 5 seconds. It's just like, why can't I jump on that thing? Oh, because it's in the foreground.
I've had that
Doesn't
happen
really
a
look
couple
like it's in
times
the
as well.
foreground. Yeah.
Yep, I've had that happen.
Or when
I
the
wish it were-
doorway's like a level above you and pointing at the screen, so you're like, oh, the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some points of like backtracking that are kind of annoying, like where you actually have to go through an entire dungeon. A lot of the places on the map, they'll like unlock a shortcut that you can find on the map to just like go around a dungeon, but then there's some where it's like you just have to go back through this dungeon. There's some where it's like there's a character you need to talk to that's midway through this dungeon. You have to run all the way midway through, and then there's no way to quickly exit a dungeon, so you have to run all the way back out one way or the other. Some minor obnoxious back travel things. I
would
wish there was
say
just at least
the
like an escape rope.
Counterpoint to that is that the movement speed in the game is good. You're not going incredibly fucking slow. It's not a snail's pace. They do make your characters run at a decent speed, but I do see what you're saying. Going back, like there is a point where you have to, if you want to do a certain trial thing, you have to go back and walk through basically the entire first half of the game.
Yeah, I've left.
And-
I left a considerable amount of stuff
Yeah.
until like at the end of the game because you get more and more options for traveling around throughout.
Yeah.
So you're better off waiting if you don't need that stuff right off the bat. But yeah, there's one dungeon in particular that you have to backtrack to talk to somebody that like has a lot of those sunlight puzzles that just intrinsically take some time because you have to stand there and turn the sun. So yeah, that one was super annoying. But yeah, I just wish there was a quick option to exit dungeons at least.
Yeah.
And the last thing is not being able to see boss HP no matter what. Like all the accessories that let you see enemy HP still don't let you see boss HP, and that's just annoying. I don't know why games are like you don't
Yep.
get to see the enemy's HPs. I don't know why that's like interesting to people. I'd rather just see how much HP they have left.
I agree.
But that's it. Minor complaints compared to how really, really, really good this freaking game is.
Chris hates it.
Yep, I hate it.
I agree. I mean, I agree with everything he said. I mean, I've had the same thought. Is I wish I knew how much further I had to go on this fucking boss before it died. I mean, I think it every time I fight a boss, because some of those battles they take a while.
Yeah, there have been times where I'm like, I think this boss is near dead. They have a visual indicator when they're low. I don't know what percentage it is, but they'll like look tired or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I think this boss is near dead, but I don't know for sure, and I've got people at low health, so I just burn an item and then I kill them in one auto attack or something.
Yeah.
It sucks, but yeah, that's all I got for game.
Cool. What about you?
I beat Alien Dark Descent, which is a very fun game. Nobody has played it. Nobody probably will play it because there's no
Bad
way.
infinite time.
But it's a very good combat shooter, tactical. It's not really tactical because you can pause it, but not XCOM style. But I know I've talked about it on other recordings, so I won't go far into that. We beat Remnant 2. I don't remember where we were that. But that game was fantastic and ruined by a very stupid end boss.
Yeah, the last boss sucks so hard.
It's fucking awful.
Mhm.
Also, speaking of games that are really fun and then last boss sucks, Atlas Fallen was a really fun game. And that last boss is just dumb. It's not even hard though. It was just
Yeah.
not what you thought it would be.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah. But it was a fun
Mhm.
game. Traversal and combat are really good.
Agree.
And then I was playing Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is fantastic. It's probably my number 2 currently.
Behind Fallen Order?
Yep. Well, not Fallen Order.
Oh, sorry. Jedi Survivor.
I've done that so many times. Every time he and I talk about that game, I'm like, "Yeah, Fallen Order." He goes, "No." Like, whatever. Same
Right,
game.
Fallen Order 2. Right, sorry.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Tyler and I played some Fury Unleashed, which is a fun little like roguelite comic book, just shooter. It's
super
pretty fun. Ray and I played Dismantle, which is a fun little, isometric fucking build 'em harvest resource craft. It's very weird.
Yeah,
But it's easy enough to
like
understand.
Post-apocalyptic, like resource management adventure game, I guess.
Yeah,
The best way to explain that. It's really
it's
good.
fun.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
you can play
I
it,
played a little bit of it.
Couch co-op, but you can't play it over the internet. There's no online co-op.
Oh,
Like
weird.
stupid, but
Yeah.
Amy and I have been playing WrestleQuest, which is also fun. Just a weird little wrestling RPG with actual wrestlers in it, and just your normal RPG. Hit the button, do the things. It's about wrestling. Your little wrestling toys. Yeah, hit the button, do the things. Choose what you want to do. I played some Armored Core Fires of Rubicon. It's your typical From game in the fact that bosses can suck my dick. And I played one for an hour and a half. Was it 2 weekends ago? Didn't beat it. I haven't played since because it's just ridiculous.
What chapter are you
it's
on?
I don't know.
Okay. I know people really. Did you beat like the first chapter boss or whatever? I know people were.
No, I
like,
think that's the
really
one that
upset
I'm
about that
on.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the one that I'm stuck at.
Actually, like nerfed them in a patch because people were like, if you want people to play your game, maybe you don't make the first boss fucking impossible.
Yeah, it's fucking yeah. I think he's the main end of the chapter, and it's just he's really difficult and can just murder you in no time. I played one level of Shredder's Revenge with Tyler.
Like the DLC or just like the original
No,
game?
the actual game. I hadn't played it. I have it on 3
I haven't
different
played it
systems,
either.
but
Yeah.
have not played it.
I think it's been like a year of me talking with a bunch of different people about let's get a 4-man group going or an 8-man group even, whatever. But yeah, it never comes together.
It's fun. I mean, it's like the old arcade.
I
So
beat
it's
it by
a good
myself.
time.
I played through the whole thing. Like
Tyler's like, I don't need to wait for fucking anybody. I'm just gonna go.
I played through it by myself a month ago. It was like one weekend. I got real drunk and I was like, I'm gonna fucking play through some Shredder's Revenge. And I sat there and I played through the whole fucking thing. It
Jeez.
was a fun time.
Nice.
I regret nothing.
Nothing.
Some sprinkled in Fortnite. The heist stuff in Fortnite's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a really good season right now.
A lot of
Yeah, I
good.
played a fair amount. I think I'm like level 18 or 20 or something.
Yeah, I'm not too much farther ahead. I think I'm 32 maybe. But it's a really good season. That all the heist stuff that they have going on in there is really fun.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then Tyler and I went back to try and play Destruction All Stars.
And that was amazing.
It
It was
not good.
fantastic. Took forever to find the game because I don't think anybody's playing it anymore.
Yeah, and we couldn't even hear each other when we were in a game.
Yeah,
whatever reason.
so if you're in a party, apparently it just mutes your party chat. Because I was
Weird.
talking to him and thought he just, muted his mic as normally he does, and then never comes back. But no, it was just weird because we'd be in a party and be like, I tell him on Discord, I'm like, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, we'd leave the game and then we could talk to each other. But if we're in the game, can't hear each other.
Oh,
Very
dumb.
strange. Played
That's how
some Payday
desperate we
3.
were to find something though, because
Yeah.
like we were so desperate. Like, what do we beat Atlas Fallen? We're like, what do you want to play? We can check out fucking Destruction All Stars again, I guess.
It wasn't quite like that.
It was basically exactly like that. It was
I don't
almost
remember.
verbatim the conversation.
I think that's the
Okay,
energy that
fine.
game deserves, though. Honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We wanted to see if it had gotten any improvements since the last time we tried it out.
Yeah. Payday 3 is fun when it works. Servers are kind of overloaded and not working all the time currently, but we got some games in. So
It was a fun 2
good
hours.
time when it works, yeah. And then Liza P. Running around as Pinocchio. It's a lot of fun. Steampunk, crazy, weird. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's great.
That's about all I've been playing. I don't need to go into depth in anything. Just games. Games being games.
Okay. So let's see. I've played Remnant 2, obviously. Tom mentioned that. We beat that. That game is really good. It dropped down a lot on my game of the year list just because of the ending I thought was so fucking garbage and awful.
Yeah, we mentioned the last boss, but also the ending is just stupid.
Yeah, it's such a great game until that last bit. Atlas Fallen, obviously, Tom already mentioned that. Movement and combat in that game, he already said, but it really needs to be said again. That it's just a really fun. It's a quick game too, like a 15-hour game probably. It can run through. There's some fun stuff that I like that they do with the armor sets in that game, where like you get an armor set and you get a currency and you can like level them up, and as you level them up, they have different like skill slots that if you slot, because you have like a rune belt basically, and if you slot certain skills into those runes, you'll get an armor buff as well. So like it's kind of a fun way of like managing your armor set versus your skills and like figuring out a way that you want to play the game, because there is a fuck ton of skills that you can use in that game. The way that the combat is set up is like you kind of build up this meter over time as you perform attacks or blocks or whatever, and I can't remember the name of like the move, but there's a move called breaking, I think. What the fuck is the name of that? Where you press R2 L2 together? Shatter.
Oh, Shatter. Yeah.
Yeah, you shatter them, and it's like basically a culmination of like your energy meter, and you create like a giant fucking hammer in the sky and just drive it down on top of fucking enemies' heads. But as that meter builds up, like you're unlocking different abilities that have like that's set to your cooldown. So like you have a tier 1 ability, a tier 2, a tier 3, and each one of those tiers has a different like passive perk that you can slot within it. So it's kind of like figuring out what skills with what perks you want to mix and match with your armor sets to kind of figure out the way that you want to play. So there's a lot of variety within the combat system that I thought was really fucking fun and cool.
Yeah, I think the only thing that they could have done is there's only 3 weapons. and you get them pretty much right away. And we kept
Yeah. I
thinking
mean,
like, oh, there's
the
going to be
game is
more.
not
But
long at all. I mean, it's a
No.
pretty short game. But there is some fun story stuff in it. Except like the story stuff at the end is good, but just the final boss is lackluster as fuck, and it's not what you think it should be. Like they set it up like it's going to be this big fucking fight, and it's just it's fine. But that again, it pulls a remnant. It pulled the Remnant 2 on me. You know, it's like great game. Had a blast playing it. I think we beat it in 3 sessions, maybe 4.
yeah, but I mean, we played a good chunk. Like we'd play before, like Saturday mornings before streaming too.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's a game that people shouldn't overlook, or at least get it if it goes on sale, because it's a fun one to check out. It does a
Especially
lot.
co-op, yeah.
It does a lot of unique stuff in there.
It's
Especially
very easy drop in, drop out co-op too.
Yeah, the co-op works fucking perfect, and it's co-op from the jump. So as soon as you start, you're fucking co-op.
Yeah. And you
is
can
great.
save just your character if you want to keep doing the story on your own, or you can save the world and the character. It asks you after every session.
Yep. So it's doing a lot of really cool things. Deck 13 is such a fucking cool developer. You know, I think they got a lot of right ideas in there. I can't wait to see what they do next. Hopefully, you know, enough people bought this where it's not going to affect them, because we've seen so much here lately with like Volition and other studios that are being taken out from, you know, lackluster play.
Yeah. Tough year. It's a tough year.
Yeah, because it was Volition, and then what was there was another one that just recently lost a bunch of people. I can't remember who it was though. Who cares? And then I've been playing a lot of Sessions still on my Xbox. It's just I cannot stop playing that game. It's one of those games where if I'm not in the mood for something, I just go and I play Sessions and skate around and stuff. They added some Ninja Turtle stuff when the new Ninja Turtle movie came out back in August. That is pretty fun. They had like a little subway area, and you can unlock all the different Ninja Turtle costumes in the shop. So that's pretty stupid and goofy, just skating around as like Michelangelo or like Donatello. And you'll be skating around as Donatello, and like he has this big fucking staff, you know, on his back, and if you hit something with the staff, it'll knock you off the board. Like it'll actually catch on shit. Like they made the physics like matter to it, so that's pretty funny.
The ninja he shouldn't be falling off his board.
Yeah, for real. And then I played a little bit of Lies of P. Obviously, Tom brought that up as well. I'm a little bit farther than Tom, but not much. But that game is really fucking good. That's
There's a lot of Bloodborne in that game.
That game is Bloodborne. It's Bloodborne, except it does a little bit more with it that I like as far as the weapon system, because you can mix and match your blade with your handle and basically create a new style of play for how it does what Atlas Fallen does, create a style of play that fits your play style a little bit more than Bloodborne does, where it's like, for me in Bloodborne, I pretty much use the same weapon. Once I got the Kirk hammer, I used that the whole time. And you get that pretty early on. And then, like with this, I've been switching up handles and blades left and right, because each has their own affinity for whatever attribute you use, obviously, but then your handle has an affinity as well. And then you upgrade that, and then they have the different Fable arts that you can mix and match with each handle and blade. And then as you get further into it, you unlock even more shit. Like I'm unlocking more and more shit, where I go and I can craft so much shit at this point. It's insane. It's really cool. Tom's got a couple of them, because like if you've seen it, the Pinocchio character has like a crazy robot arm. And there is some really cool shit that you can do with that fucking thing. Some really cool shit.
And really good music in this. There's like your normal FromSofty, whatever. Let's go talk to the fucking window. That's not a person that I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to. It's got like those where you're like, oh, you do random side missions that you don't know are actually side missions, but they unlock records for the gramophone at the hotel. And I've only done one so far, but if all of the music is like this one song that plays, fucking Modi material, like straight up, like this is really good fucking music. And I'll post the one, if you guys don't care, I'll post the one in that I found. You get it pretty early on. I'll put it up in the music.
Yeah, Chris, you get it within the demo area.
Yeah. But it's rad.
Yeah.
But it's
But
a good game.
Yeah, and then like the costume design and stuff. As you defeat certain enemies, you can get their costumes, and like what I have on my character now is like so stupid, but I love it so much. The combat is
Get the donkey
fucking
head on?
fantastic. Nope, I did, but I got something even cooler now. But then it just there's so much that you can do with that combat. I don't want to get more into excited. I want you guys to play it at some point. I know Chris, you will, but Ryan, you should play it too as a FromSoft fan and a Bloodborne
It's a
fan.
Bloodborne fan.
I have it downloaded. It is just
I
finding the
know,
will
I
to
know.
leave Starfield behind.
I know, but I think that you being such a big Bloodborne fan, you will really
Yeah.
appreciate this game. It's really fucking good.
Yeah,
And we've all
I'm
known
excited
that
to make the time.
I've turned a foot on Bloodborne over the years. I went from it's whatever, it's not that great to it's good to I like that game, and I think this does a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, I wish there was just a co-op in this. It'd be
Yeah,
Like,
there's
they
no
didn't
co-op.
have
it's
any
fine
co-op
that there
anything.
isn't, but it'd be
There's
cool.
no, yeah, there's no co-op, but it's fine. It still works. It works by itself.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, there's like a
playing as-
thing. Sorry, there's like a thing, or at least there was in the demo, where you can like summon like
that's still
spirits,
there.
but it's all AI.
Yeah, just for the bosses. Yeah,
Yeah, all the big bosses, it gives you a thing that you can summon.
Spectre.
A specter.
Yeah.
And you are going
Which-
to need those.
Yeah,
for some
the
of those
two that I've
bosses.
seen so far, their fucking weapons look fucking ridiculous and cool. And I don't know if you can get them, but they're crazy.
Let's see. Sea of Stars. We already talked about that. Great game. I've been playing a couple games on my Switch as well. I got the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. I've been playing through the original Mega Man X for no fucking reason at all. Just cause. Like game and music super fucking rules still. And those games are hard as shit.
Yeah.
And then the other game I've been playing is Axolotl, whatever. I don't know how you, however
It's
you
an
want to say
AK.
it. But it's it's a fun little roguelike. It's basically, God, what the fuck is that game? That Enter the Gungeon. It's like Enter the Gungeon, but with axolotls as like the main character, and like you find axolotl babies throughout different runs, and you bring them back, and you can nurture them and grow their spirit, basically. And as you grow them, you can like feed them, and they get different passive abilities that you can then take into the dungeon areas, or you can sacrifice their nurture to a guy that gives you permanent buffs going into the dungeons. So it's kind of like one of those risk reward kind of deals. It's a fun little game. I put like maybe 2 hours into it. I've gotten to the second boss. I don't know how many bosses are in it. It seems like it's a pretty short game. But I've had fun with it. It's exactly Enter the Gungeon combat. The isometric, 16-bit style where you're running around. You got the same exact fucking dodge, same exact motion of like the twin stick shooter. It's like bullet heli type shit. Lots of different weapons and stuff that you can find and buy, and it's fun. It's a decent time. I was surprised by it. I think that's it. I think that's it. That's it.
All right.
Word.
He says.
For games.
For games. Now we'll move on to the second segment, everybody's favorite segment. What you watching?
Ooh.
Ryan, what have you been watching here lately?
Porn doesn't count.
Since the last time we recorded, I have watched all 7 seasons of My Hero Academia.
Holy shit.
I had seen the first season and a half at some point prior in my life. I think when like 3 seasons of that show were out. And then I put a pause on it. Like, I'll wait till more seasons come out. And recently was finally the time. Holy shit, that 7th season is fucking phenomenal. That season is so goddamn good. Oh, God, it's so good. Just
it ends on such a high note, too.
It really does. It ends on such a high note, and especially after like where that note comes from, the position we find our characters find themselves in just before that high note hits at the end. All the combat they had, like just the oh my God, I cannot wait for season 8 of My Hero Academia. So excited. I'm so sad to hear that it's probably going to be the last season. I just want so much more of that show now.
I don't know. The manga's still going. The manga is like way farther than that.
I'll see.
I mean, there's a lot of shit.
I hope so, because that show's so good. It's
Yeah,
so
because
good.
I've read way past what's coming
Yeah.
already, and
Done.
there is a lot of shit still.
All right.
So, anything else?
I don't watch that much. That's also 7 seasons of a show. People, come on.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Chris, what about you?
You don't have to tell me about seasons. Episodes.
Let's see. I finally watched Quantumania. I agree, it's fine. It's better than people said it was. It wasn't hot garbage, but I enjoyed it. It's fun. Good comedy.
I agree.
I also watched Secret Invasion. Did you guys watch Secret Invasion?
I did.
It was all right for the first few episodes. It was like building towards stuff, but I feel like it fell apart pretty hard. Yeah.
it built towards nothing. Nothing.
It's all in secret.
Yeah, that's right. I think it might be Marvel's worst show so far. I don't know. It's a whole lot of nothing. It's a whole lot of completely changing the character of Nick Fury, basically making him much worse. Just very poorly written. I did not like that show at all. Don't recommend. Just act like it never happened. Hopefully Marvel will too. I watched.
He's right. It sucked. It's not good. It's terrible.
I mean, I watched the first episode and I was like, that's as far as I made it.
That's fair. I watched the first 3 Indiana Jones movies finally. I'd never seen them. I was gonna watch the 4 and then go watch the 5th one in theaters, but then I got really busy after those first 3 and never watched the 4th one or the 5th one, which I hear the 4th one's bad. Apparently the 5th one is kind of bad too, I heard.
4 is awful. I mean, you get to a point in it where fucking Shia LaBeouf is swinging through fucking vines on like trees with fucking monkeys, and it's like, what the fuck?
There is a really
literally
cool
that part was really like what I just hated that movie for. I could care less about the sci-fi stuff that it went for. That's fine. Just fucking Shia LaBeouf swinging through fucking vines as a fucking monkey.
They all have a little bit of sci-fi in them, but there is a really funny part in that movie where somebody gets devoured by ants, and I think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's a decent scene.
But which one of those 3 is your favorite? The first 3.
Probably the 3rd one. 2 and 3 are both incredible.
Last Crusade's so fucking good.
Yes, I still, no matter what, I always have to go with Temple of Doom. He gets his fucking heart ripped out. Come on.
But the Last Crusade is so fucking good. All the puzzle stuff at the end is so good.
Fucking ripping hearts out, man.
And you have Sean,
and it's got short round.
Connery. Yeah, but you have Sean Connery in the other one.
You got short round in Temple of Doom, man.
Who cares about short round? Nobody cares about him. That's why he left
people
Hollywood.
Do care. That's why when he just won an award fucking earlier this year from the first time since he was a little child, people are all like, fuck yeah.
It's better.
Well, when he gets dementia and fucking goes insane.
It's funny that the 3 of us that are the same age are all like, Last Crusade.
Last Crusade's the one. Yeah.
That's the children that are wrong. System. As if we're fucking children. We're all fucking old too. I also watched Castle in the Sky. I've not watched a lot of.
That movie fucking rules.
It's really good. Yeah, I've not watched a lot of. Why can't I think of his name? His animations. Studio Ghibli. Yeah, Ghibli's animations. Who's the animator? Miyazaki. Yeah.
Yeah. Who apparently has not made his final movie because he keeps coming into his office with new ideas and he's like, I'm not going to retire. Even though he said that this last one that he put out that isn't out here yet. I think in July it came out in Japan. He's like, oh yeah, that's going to be my last one. He's like, no, it's not. He's like, I still got so many ideas.
He's like 82 or something. He's old as shit.
And he's like, fuck it, dude. This is like, I think people want him to retire, but he just wants to make more.
Yeah, I've only seen that one in Nausicaa the Wind. I haven't seen any of the like big hits that people love, but I will eventually.
Are the theaters by you doing the Ghibli?
Yes, mine did over the summer, I believe.
Oh no, they're still going. Every month, or I think it's almost every month is a different Ghibli one.
Trying to think AMC thing.
Oh, it's an AMC thing. Maybe I just need to look into
mine's
it more. I haven't
seen it around.
I haven't seen it around, but I'll look into it. Yeah. Just Leslie owns a ton of them, so finally watch that one.
I mean, you got HBO Max. You got
they're all on
anyway.
HBO Max,
yeah.
Did you like Castle in the Sky? You didn't say.
I like Castle in the Sky a lot. I like Nausicaa the Wind more, I think, but I like Castle in the Sky.
That's the only one I don't think I've seen is Nausicaa.
Going back to watch that one is a little. It's very grainy, and I mean it's still a good movie, but Nausicaa.
Oh, I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very. You could tell it's old.
Well, I mean,
But I
same
mean,
with
it's
Castle
still-
and Sky. Castle and Sky, I think, was 1988.
I'm trying to watch them like not exactly release order, but like somewhat chronologically, so that I don't have that experience of like going back to older stuff and being like, well, the newer stuff's better.
Well, yeah.
I think the older stuff is better. I think the stuff that they did between like 1980 and 2001 are the best. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always have partial to Princess Mononoke because it's the first one I ever saw in theaters, and seeing a fucking anime in theaters in the 90s is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I like
Because anime was
Ponderosa.
not easy to find anyway in the 90s.
For sure. And then the last movie I watched, I saw the Barbie movie in theaters, which was very good, like shockingly good. Didn't resonate with me on the same level as it has with some people, calling it like the best movie in a decade and all this stuff, but it was really good. It was fun. It was funny and poignant, and I definitely recommend you watch it. But it's not, the movie of the decade. It's not even my movie of the
Probably
year.
will not.
I'll probably watch it eventually. I like the actors that are in that movie.
Ryan Gosling steals the show in that movie. Really,
He
really
usually
funny.
does in everything
Amazing.
he's in, so that's not surprising. He's a good actor. Tom, what about you?
Lots. I watch lots of stuff. I'm at Fishman Island, so episodes like
500 something.
560, I think I'm on in One Piece now.
He's doing it,
with a
y'all.
lot of One Piece.
He's doing it.
I've definitely slowed down because I was watching almost 3 to 4 episodes a day, which I have not watched as many. I did watch all of the live action. Live action is very good. It is not the same. I mean, it is and it isn't as the anime. It's different to like
It's way
watch
different.
it because things don't happen chronologically in the same way, but it's very good. The actors are very good, and I was very iffy on them going into it, but they are all very good. It's a good time. You should watch it. It's only
Eight episodes.
8 episodes, yeah, 8-hour-long episodes, and
They're
it's a
not
lot
even
of fun.
all an hour. A couple of them are 45 minutes.
It's a lot of fun. I finished the last season of The Witcher. The fight sessions in that are very good. There's even a little like documentary with Cavell, I think, about how they did the fight scenes and the choreography. It's a hard word to say.
Choreography. It's like the dictator or the district manager from
Yeah, the
earlier.
district manager. Absolutely makes no sense. I don't know how they're tying fucking Hemsworth into being Geralt after this because it just ends as a normal season ending. So I don't know where the fuck that's going, but okay. If they're just gonna do like a dead call, oh, it's not Henry Cavill anymore. Now it's Luke Hemsworth. Okay,
Liam Hemsworth.
whatever. I care so much I don't even know his name. It's fucking Chris Hemsworth's brother. It's like one of the
Yeah.
Wilsons. Who cares?
What?
What?
Wilsons.
Yeah, Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, and then there's the weird third one.
There's another one.
There's probably more than just 3. Let's see. Movies. I haven't watched the Ninja Turtle movie yet, but I want to watch that.
I also want to watch that.
Yeah, that looks good.
It looks very fun. I don't know. I watch a lot of shit. It just pops up. I'm almost through Rise of the Shield Heroes season 1 again because I wanted to watch it because I couldn't really remember what happened before I watched season 2. And then I watch just the normal amount of stuff. Football's on Sundays now.
I watch live TV.
I watch
I watch cable
lot of live.
television.
Well, that now maybe just a little bit, but yeah, I don't know.
Great. Thank you.
There's stuff to watch. Things are
You want to know
fun.
what I've been watching?
The Road.
That's true. I watched the One Piece live action show as well. Surprise, surprise. Guess what? It's really good. I enjoyed all of it. It's fantastic. I watched every episode with Liam. We had a great time. Movies recently. Let's see. I watched Batman Begins for no reason at all because they put them all on Netflix. And tell you what, that movie's not aged well. It was. I got to the end of that movie. I was like, man, this CG on this fucking subway car looks awful. During all the fight scenes, it's like cut. There's like 20 cuts within like a 15-second fight scene. It's rough, but the movie's still fun. I love Christian Bale as Batman. Those movies just a fun time. I think
I
that
was
movie
watching
came
a
out.
reels that I kind of agreed with. Like, I like his Bruce Wayne. I hate his development with the Batman voice.
Yeah,
It's
it changed.
okay
It's
in
really good in the
Begins.
first one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay in
It's
Begins,
good in the first
and
one.
it kind of gets a little worse towards the end of
Yeah.
Dark Knight, and then
Yeah.
Rises. It's just fucking growling.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
I don't get it. I totally forgot that Tom Cruise's ex-wife, what was her name?
Kate Holmes.
Kate Holmes. Is Rachel in that
Yeah, and
first
then
one?
they swap her out with what's
Jake
his name?
Gyllenhaal's sister,
Yeah,
Maggie
who is-
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
They could have just killed her off after the first one, and we wouldn't have cared.
Well, they killed her off in the second one, so there you go.
I know.
Spoilers for The Dark Knight.
That's been out for fucking
12
knows
years,
how
I
long.
think. It came out in 2010, I believe. 2008, 2010, 2012. I don't know.
6.
One of those. Let's see. What else have I been watching? I've been
Definitely in the 2000s.
Dr. Stone as an anime. It's a great anime. It's all about people getting turned to stone and a kid coming back from petrification and trying to start the world over and bring all of humanity back. And it's really fucking good. It's really funny. Makes me laugh. Not too serious. It's really interesting. A lot of fun science stuff in it. It's a fun, just like little. I'm gonna zone out and watch this bullshit. Also with that, Zombie 100 Bucket List of the Dead, the really fucking fun
yeah.
comedy anime that came out all about zombie outbreak and the end of the world, and this kid who was not even a kid, he's like 23 or something.
Stuck in his dead end job.
In his dead job, feels like a zombie in real life, and an actual apocalypse happens, and it like kind of kickstarts his drive to just live his life the way he wants. So he creates a bucket list of things he wants to accomplish before he gets turned into a zombie. And he just like him meeting all these people along the way. It's really, really funny. And there's
Goes to a grocery store or a little convenience store singing about beer.
Yeah, just he goes to a grocery store during a zombie apocalypse.
He's
finds a
all happy.
motorcycle
He's like, people
just
are
to
like, why
get
are you
beer.
going out? He's just, dude, I'm going to get
Just-
beer. You
He's
need
climbing down
anything?
a window. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's a good time. I've been watching that with Lorelai.
Yeah, it's really fun.
What's the name of that show?
This is
Zombie
Zom 100 Bucket
It's on
List of the Dead.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's weekly. It's coming out weekly, so they put a new episode out every week. So
It's also a live action. Did you see that on?
Yeah, it's a
Netflix? I
live
didn't
action
watch
movie
it.
as well. But it's really funny, like really funny. But it's also
Yeah.
kind of serious and sad. It does the thing that I love about anime, where it takes these situations and it like adds comedy, it adds emotion, and it drives home some like pretty serious points of just like living your life and not being stuck, and not letting things tie you down, and going above and beyond, and breaking out of your comfort zone, and just things like that. That it's really fun, and like following your dreams or shit, just kind of cheesy shit, but it does it in a really well manicured way where they like kind of layer action and comedy on top of it. I really fucking recommend it. It's one of my favorite animes of the year for sure. And then I've been watching Blue Lock, which is a soccer anime. Really fucking good. Really good. It's like all about these soccer players who get brought into this big organization called Blue Lock, and their goal is there's 100 of them. They're broken up into different teams, and the goal is they're going to be sussed out one by one until the number one striker is found to be a part of the Japan national team, because the Japan national team, they're sick of losing, and like the government is sick of the team losing. So they come up with a strategy to basically take all these high school kids and thrust them into this group together to figure out who can be the best. And it's all based off, like they're trying to base it off of their ego and make them the most egotistical player out of all these other 100 players. So there's like, everybody's kind of out for themselves. So there's a lot of backstabbing on the teams, and like people are trying to figure out what their purpose is within the field of play. And it does that shit with anime that where, that is why I love anime so much. Where they're like, we're gonna take this fucking boring ass sport, soccer, and we're gonna fucking jazz it up, baby. And it's super good. Really fucking recommend it. There is some fucking great stuff in there. I think that's it. That's really all I've been watching. And then football, because football's up. Aaron
With
Rodgers
sports.
fucking broke his Achilles.
Yeah, he did.
Do you see that? Like every Monday night game, somebody's gotten career or season-ending injuries now.
Fuck Chubb from the Browns. He fucking snapped his knee in half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not good. He did the same thing in
cardiac arrest was the first Monday night football game. I don't remember what his name is, but he just fucking
Damar Hamlin.
That was last year, wasn't it?
There was a guy that had a cardiac arrest this year.
Yeah, Monday Night Football. Every Monday Night Football, somebody's gone down.
I didn't know that.
Jeez.
I didn't know about that one. I knew about the dude that fucking broke his kneecap.
Yeah, because there's been 3 Monday Night Football so far, and 3 people have gotten injured.
No more Monday
hilarious.
games.
It's back, baby.
Football.
All right, now to the last segment. Anything else to cover? Music, books, art, pornography. Ryan.
Pornography is art.
Music. I've been on an A$AP Rock kick lately. I mean, he's one of my favorite artists. I love that guy. He's probably my favorite hip hop artist. Been on a big flow for him. I've finished a few books lately. Here, all self-help books. Nothing that would really, be fun.
Well, I mean, self-help books are. I've read a
they're
couple of
useful. They're
self-help
good,
books.
but they're not. It's
What
not
are
like
they?
a fun.
I mean, give titles and shit.
Complex PTSD from Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker is the first one. I'm halfway through The Drama of the Gifted Child by Alice Miller. And actually, this author is very well known. I don't know if you've ever heard of this one, but Healing the Shame That Binds You by John Bradshaw.
I have not heard of those.
John Bradshaw is really prolific. He's written a dozen books. He's been on the New York bestseller time half a dozen times.
Nice.
Hold on, I remember I might because I've been reading too as well. I don't remember what they're called. You were
Hop back
talking.
into it. I was pretty wound up.
Round up?
Yeah,
wounded down.
were done?
You
Wounded
had
down.
winded
Yeah.
down.
So you were
winded
done?
down. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Chris, what about you?
I mean, I guess if we're talking multimedia and games and stuff, I've been playing a lot of Magic and Lorcana. Leslie got me into Magic, and then we both got into Lorcana at the launch. That's a new Disney card game that is copying a lot of stuff from Magic. Super fun, but there's no cards out there right now. If you do find them, they're 3 times as expensive as their MSRP price. So I am not buying any of them for that. I'll wait until there's more supply and they're affordable again. But yeah, we joined a league for the first 4 weeks after release. That was they gave you a starter pack, and then after every week of the league, they give you 2 packs to craft a deck slowly over the course of the league. Which stuff like that and drafting is super fun with card games because it doesn't matter how long you've been into it. Everybody's kind of on an even playing field. You're just making decisions as you go about how you build your decks. So yeah, getting into some TCGs, which has been fun. But yeah, that's really it.
Tom?
I started reading the Delicious Dungeon manga, which is going to be an anime next year on Netflix. I remember seeing a trailer, so then I saw it at the bookstore the other day, picked that up. It's a really fun read. It's just about eating different creatures they find in the dungeon and how to make them so they don't starve without having money. Pretty funny. Also read book 3 of Dead Man Wonderland, which is also a good time.
I've seen that anime.
I haven't seen the anime. I've just been reading the manga. And then Lorelai, in her Japanese class, her teacher was listening to 90s punk or 90s pop, Japanese pop. So I've been listening to a lot of that because we went down that rabbit hole. And let me tell you, their 90s pop is a lot different than our 90s pop. A lot of good stuff in there. I posted a couple in the Music Underground channel. Went to South Bend with Tyler.
That's right.
Went to a bunch of breweries. Ate a lot of really good food. Played some fucking bowling. It's a good time.
Played mini
Went
golf.
to an art gallery.
We did.
If you're ever curious on how Haley hits for mini golf, it's like Happy Gilmore,
That
but
is
it's
my
mini
wife.
golf, and it goes flying across the room and hits the wall. Luckily, there was only like one other set of like one other group playing mini golf.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying. Yeah, honest. I was
I
like,
went to a zoo.
you should stop fucking hitting this ball so hard, and she just kept smacking the shit out of it.
Yeah,
Like, you're gonna fucking hurt somebody. The
we
zoo there
found
was awesome.
Yeah, the late night cookie place was pretty good. I ate the fuck out of that cookie.
Midnight cookies.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, a lot of good food. We ate a lot of good food.
Yes, yeah, that Asian place was really good. All of the places were really good.
Yeah.
We got we gave our info to the server at the first place, the brewery we went to. Then he asked us about if we know any other podcasters. Then he said a name, and I said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. He's like, this podcast? We're like, nah, get out of here, dork. Fucking loser.
But he's like, oh yeah. He liked my shirt, or he liked your shirt. And I'm like, well, do you like my shirt or do you like his shirt? And they're the same. And then we got into a discussion of the way, because we both had wasted shirts because it was Saturday.
That's very true.
But yes, it was a good time.
Yes.
That's all I got.
All right, I'll end this thing. So since the last recording, I finished 5 books. The Will of the Many, Hierarchy Book 1 by James Islington. He actually, I think I've talked about that book already. Strike that, reverse it. I'm gonna go to this next one. An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank
4
Green.
books.
Yeah, 4 books. An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. It's about a girl who finds a giant robot statue in the middle of New York, and that's all I'll say.
And then falls in love with it.
Yes.
No, it
many robot sexes in New York.
Very weird.
It's
fun.
basically Iron Giant.
It's fun.
With sex.
No, there's no sex in it. It's fun though. This book, next to I'm gonna say, highly recommend. One is called Recursion, and it's about time travel and how it affects the world and leaves imprints on people's mind, and how these imprints affect the world around them. And I don't want to say anything other than that because it is fucking insane. It's incredible. It's by Blake Crouch. Another one by Blake Crouch is called Dark Matter. He just does, Tom, you would love these books. They're just incredible sci-fi thrillers. Like Dark Matter is about a scientist who creates a portal to another reality and finds himself within a loop of infinite universes and how these interact with each other, and his desire to be who he is in his actual universe when he is dragged out of it into another one. And where it goes, it's another one that's absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get through. I have the Mage Breakers series, so it's the Flaw in All Magic. I'm still trying to get through that one, but I bought the next 2 on Audible too, The Emperor's Mask and The Dragon Machine. Those are really good books so far too.
But these 2 Blake Crouch books definitely is something that's up your alley since you love sci-fi so much. You guys would probably like. I mean, they're pretty short, but they're fucking incredible. And then I started back up on the Wheel of Time series. I finished book 9.
Speaking of, season 2's out on Amazon, so I can watch that and tell you how awful it is.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet because the first one wasn't anything like the books, but we'll see. But I finished book 9. Winter's Heart. It's fun. It's one of the better ones. Book 8 I fell off of really hard because it was so fucking boring. So I'm on book 10 now, which is The Crossroads of Twilight. I'm about halfway through that one. So I'm almost done with the series. I got 4 books left out of it's 14 books total. And man,
Nice.
it's been a long fucking journey. I've been doing these for like 2 years, 3 years, and then I've been reading these. This Ryan Bright is out. I got "Don't Feed the Monkey" by Jennifer Shannon. It's all about anxiety and breaking the cycle of anxiety and depression. And then I got "The Happiness Trap" by Russ Harris, which is basically the same thing from somebody else. It's same
Fair.
concept of how to stop. This says how to stop struggling and start living, but it's basically just a guide on mindfulness and getting out of stress and trying to find meaning in life because depression sucks. And that's it. That's a fun one to end on. You like that?
Yeah.
I do like that.
I
So
am not
play video
Good
depressed.
games.
podcast.
I am not depressed, but just trying to do some self-help. It's been nice. Anything else? Anybody got anything else they want to say before we end this bad boy?
We are rebranding Wasted.
We are, because I am not drinking anymore. I'm going sober. Trying to, I should say.
I'm not going to drink while we play either. It will be
Yeah.
solidarity. I will drink when I watch football on Sunday, but not when we play games.
I will not. I am trying to kick that habit. We will see how it goes.
What
but we're
have you
rebranding
figured out a
Wasted.
name?
Yep,
Yeah, beat delete.
beat and delete, which is perfect for us. So
So no more Payday
Classic.
3. We're deleting it.
Oh, we have to
We,
beat
we
it
can
first.
beat that.
oh, we
Okay.
got 5 more missions to do, I think.
Here, I will even show you
Yeah, we have a logo.
that I spent very, very little time on today, but is something that I could put up. Hosanna, Kapow, Chew. You guys
Nope.
can't see it, but you'll see it sometime. Fucking
Yeah.
post it, you piece of shit. There we go.
Oh, nice.
It's in there.
Shit.
Yeah,
But yes. The things have been done.
we'll see. Who knows? I might start drinking again. I don't know. Only been a week.
Already going back on it.
It's been a week. I don't know. My in-laws were over all day, and that's really, really pushing me to the edge. I mean, I think people know if they go back and listen to like the last few episodes, like, God damn, this guy's been drinking a shit though. Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
It was becoming a
know.
problem.
happens.
But yeah, anything else to plug or say or?
No. Brian
Well,
is
I
still streaming Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. You know when
Oh my
you
God,
know, when the
have you not
schedule
finished
lines
that
up
shit?
for it. No, we haven't. Although there's a chance that gets put on pause for a little while here. I been applying for jobs across the country, so I might be moving.
Have you gotten to the Pirates of the Caribbean part?
The best part of that game, already through it. Yeah, we already.
Just don't even play the rest of it. That's the only good part. That part fucking rules. That's very
what
good.
did we do? No, we
Enjoying
did
Kingdom
Toy
Hearts
Story.
3 overall.
Yes, yeah, my favorite. I think I'm
Oh,
a
you
Kingdom
are?
Hearts
Okay,
3
good.
fan. Yeah.
It's the best one. I mean, it plays
Yeah.
the best. It's got the better of stories, and man, that Pirates of the Caribbean section is so fucking good. It's really fun. Big Hero 6 area is pretty good too.
I haven't done that one.
You're in for a treat. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris, anything
I
to
got
plug?
nothing. I got nothing. We'll rank the new Pokemon at some point. They just launched the first DLC, which is not being well received. But I'm sure I will play it at some point, and then we will rank the new Pokemon. We probably won't rank them until both DLCs are out at least.
Yeah,
Nice.
probably.
All right. So we'll be back at some point. Maybe 2 months from now.
Maybe
Maybe
six.
next week.
Maybe
Maybe
we'll
next
never come. Maybe this
year.
is the last episode. We don't know. We just do our own thing. Y'all
You
can
better
deal with it.
appreciate every episode you get, because it could be the
That's right.
last one.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well,
All
thanks
right.
for joining.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Look at how fast I'm
Bye.
going. Look at this. You can't even see him. But
You doing a lot of disc golf lately? can talk about that.
I actually
It's not media,
haven't in
but
2
whatever.
weeks. I know.
Oh.
I've had 2 weeks off of disc golf, but in my last one out, I lost my favorite driver. Very sad. I lost my Thought Space Athletics
Over.
mantra.
I want to tell you a story, Ryan. You'll appreciate this. I
Uh-oh.
went and played disc golf with my brother. It was either last weekend or 2 weeks ago because we played 2 weeks in a row.
Hmm.
He got a brand new disc. We go to the first basket. There's a pond to the left. Giant fucking thing of weeds on the right. Launched that bitch into the weeds and lost it. Could not ever recover it. Gets a new one.
Ah!
Tom's gone. Gets a new one.
Yep.
We go back next week. Pond on the left, weeds on the right.
Right in the pond.
Launches that bitch into the pond.
He's so worried about launching it into the weeds again.
2 weeks in a row, fucking
Yeah.
loses it on the first basket. The first basket there sucks.